to the Ashanti region, because this afternoon we are learning that the priest in a controversial viral case in video of students at the St. Monica's College of Education has been relieved of his duties as chaplain and lawyer of the school until further notice. The priest, who has been identified as Reverend Father Labi, is seen kissing 3 female students of the college on their lips. Social media users who have seen the video have expressed outrage over the conduct of the priest. Watch this. Well, this afternoon he's been relieved of his position. Let's go live to the Asante Mampong, where my colleague Ohiming Teria has the very latest for us. Ohiming, what can you tell us about this latest information we're getting from the school? Right, Ohiming is getting ready to give us that update, but we've been speaking with people on the streets to gauge their mood on this viral video. Listen.
Let's say it's a disgrace to those Reverend Fathers outside, because this man have disgraced all of them. It's not good for you to be kissing students. And when it comes to the student side, when they go outside, people will not respect them, because it's not good to do this.
I'm no smart. Has of ukisi students. I mean, the many hour cry, semi respecting you. Let me father no cry, semi fable maybe said, oh, yeah, and you can so yes, I dare we. And yet, as I buy no family coins, ready and yet. As I got school close to said, you're muy, say, I watch my students in and just see close to school.
Yeah, I was school authorities, you know, no, or more can be because it was a. Idea city or more yare. Maybe according to your video near who says sanity.
Ohiming Teria is our man on the ground for us. Ohiming, tell us what the school authorities have been saying. Ohiming Teria, if you can hear me, I want you to tell me what the school authorities have been telling you. Well, as we try and wait for Ohiming to get ready to speak with us. Ohiming Teria, if you can... All right, so this is a school, we are told is St. Monica's, and the viral video showed up showing that the chaplain and lawyer of that school was kissing 3 female students in that school. I mean, following that, there's been social media uproar. This afternoon, we are told the school has sanctioned the chaplain and lawyer. He's been asked to go on suspension until further notice. Ohiming Teria, if you're back, I know you've been speaking with authorities on this matter. What have they been telling you? We lost Ohiming Teria again. We'll try and work on Ohiming Teria on this one, but in the last few hours, there's a statement that is coming to condemn this one. That statement is from the internal province of Ghana's Anglican Communion, and it says Ghanaian Anglican priest kisses female students of St. Monica's College of Education, and it continues to say that the attention of the hierarchy of the Anglican Church, Ghana, under the leadership of the Most Reverend Dr. Cyril Kobina Ben Smith, has been drawn to a circulating video of a priest kissing some female students at St. Monica's College of Education within the Asante Mampong Diocese. The church is saddened by the news and wishes to state expressly that thorough investigation has immediately been instituted into the matter, and the action of the said priest will be dealt with in accordance with the norms and values of the Anglican Communion, where morality is extremely revered in the church. All further clarifications on this matter should be addressed to the undersigned and there's a number there. Meanwhile, all efforts are being made to engage the students concerned through counseling sessions to avert any psychological issues that may arise as a result of the viral video. We count on your cooperation, and it's signed by Venerable Dr. George Dawson Amoa, his Executive Director to the Metropolitan Archbishop of Ghana. Meanwhile, NGO Education Watch has petitioned the Director General of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, and the petition reads, investigate an alleged case of misconduct and blatant breach of COVID-19 protocols by Father Obinglabi of St. Monica's College. We refer to an earlier forwarded video alleged to contain disturbing scenes from St. Monica's College of Education, in which one Father Obinglabi is allegedly forcibly kissing some students under the guise of a religious ritual. The alleged act is in blatant disregard for established COVID-19 protocols, which the perpetrator is responsible for, rather ensuring adherence as a leader in the school. We are by this letter petitioning your office to conduct an external investigation into the conduct of Father Obinglabi and sanction appropriately, while pronouncing on whether or not the practice of kissing students in public is an acceptable conduct in a tertiary institution. And it's signed by Kofi Asare, who is Executive Director for Africa Education Watch, copied to the Principal St. Monica's College of Education and the Director General Ghana Health Service. And this afternoon, we're going to be speaking more to this issue. Dr. Angela Dramina Aboaje welcomes the church's reaction on this one. She joins us. Let's listen to her first.
You would know from scriptures that there's something called the Holy Kiss. But we also know as Christians that we read biblical text within context, and that even our understanding must come to us also within a certain cultural framework. Now, the word of God is supreme, but it's worked out in our daily lives, according to the context in which we live in. And so, while this may not be strange in a certain cultural context, I think it might even be strange if it's happening between the opposite sexes, assuming it was even the Holy Kiss. Because my understanding of the biblical text on Holy Kiss is actually something that, the men did to one another on the cheek in that culture. Okay, in that culture. It depicts fellowship, it depicts friendliness, it depicts even bonding, family bonding, and so on and so forth. And so a certain kind of show of affection is not wrong, but the cultural context and the actual, interpretation must be done correctly.
Right.
What I saw this morning, I was a bit surprised, to put it mildly. Even if you look at the video, you see that the females, the last part that I watched, she seems to be resisting in a certain way, unless I was reading it wrongly and they are used to it. But then there was still, the embrace was still, one was even longer than the other. Oh, I was asking myself, what exactly is going on, especially within the historical background of knowing that church leaders, not all, some have greatly abused their authority and their over students and over pupils and so on. We can't run away from the fact that we have had these things in our churches, some of which is continuing. So seeing something like this is troubling, to tell you the truth. But I would want it to be properly investigated. Maybe it's something that has gone on over a period of time and it's normal in the school. However, is this something we still want to encourage? And we are also looking at the issue of COVID challenges around this time. I'm not sure exactly what we are seeing here.
My colleague Ohiming Teria is on now and he'll be telling us more. Ohiming, I know you've been engaging the authorities of the school. What have they been telling you?
Yes, Aisha, it's been a very busy day for school authorities of the St. Monica's Education, College of Education here in Asante Mampong. A while ago, the school management team finished with a closed door meeting. And after the closed door meeting, then they proceeded to address the student body here and also met with the workers of this college to inform them of the outcome of management decision that they have taken on the matter. And beyond this, they also been assuring the students of management resolve to investigate the matter thoroughly and bring everybody who is at fault to book. A while ago, just after the meeting, we spoke to the acting principal of the college, Venerable Dr. Crunchy, who did indicate that the school authority, with the support of the Anglican Church, has taken a decision to relieve the said Reverend Minister, whom we are told is a chaplain and a lawyer for the St. Monica's College of Education, of his duties on campus to allow investigations to continue. And then authorities also assured that they will investigate the issue thoroughly to the latter, and also promise to provide counseling services to the affected students on campus. I'm still on the campus here, and a while ago, the students just finished with their end of semester exams, and this will continue tomorrow. But I've been finding out from school authorities who this man is, and the indication is that he was actually seconded by the bishop of the Anglican Church to the school to support the school with pastoral and then some, clerical support and services to the school. So for the past 5 years, he's been here, and he's very jovial. He's in good terms with everybody on campus, mingles and move along with students here. So management was a bit surprised to see that this incident came up just after Sunday's mass service here on campus.
Have you cited the female students who were in that video, and have you spoken with some of the students generally? What have they been telling you, especially with regards to this practice? Because it looks like something. It looks like this is not the first time the chaplain is doing this to the students.
Unfortunately, we don't have any information on the conduct of this chaplain in earlier incidents. What the school authorities have been telling us, it has become more or less the official information that we are giving to the public. For the students, as I said, ever since we arrived on campus here, they have been busy, writing their end of semester exams. So I can say that as of now, we've not been able to speak to the students. Don't forget, we are also not allowed to speak to them on campus, especially on this particular issue. But nonetheless, we'll try as much as possible to comb and see if it will be possible to speak to some students. But beyond perception or what people thought this man could be doing on campus, the management has given us a clear idea of who this man is. He moves along with almost every student on campus ever since he was seconded to this institution 5 years ago. His work as a cleric, providing mass services to the students on campus here as a chaplain of this particular institution. And beyond this, he also worked as a lawyer for the school. So he has so much, the management, I must say, has so much trust and confidence in him. And that is why they've expressed some sort of surprise that this issue came up. And nonetheless, they say they are being guided by the school's, sexual harassment code, and it's something that they are going to implement. And beyond that, they also work with the state, Ghana, the law, which promulgates against sexual misconduct on campus, and also the fact that they also being guided by the church policy on sexual harassment. So all these things will be considered in taking decision on this, and it's as a result of this that the management, after let me say a marathon, closed-door meeting, decided to suspend the services of the embattled Reverend Father, whom we are told is Reverend Father Obeng Labi, who has been working on this campus for the past 5 years. Yes, so behind me, you could see some students just behind me here. They have just, some have just, closed from studies in one of these classrooms. So yes, they are here, but unfortunately, we are not allowed to speak to them on campus. We'll try as much as possible to get information from some of them.
But what can you say about the general mood in the school?
I would say it's like any ordinary day on campus here at the St. Monica's College of Education. Even when we came,
okay, so hold on there for me. We'll talk about the general mood, because there's been also widespread condemnation by education experts and gender advocates who say the matter must not be left to school authorities alone. Let's get more on this one, because we are joined by Dr. George Dawson Amwa. He is the executive director to the Metropolitan Archbishop of Ghana, and they issued that statement I read to you earlier. What's the next action for the church after the priest has been relieved of his post, sir?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good. Thank you for the opportunity. I think I overheard the last speaker, who has really more or less said everything, because the institution, St. Monica's, more or less is an Anglican institution. So we have some supervisory role over there. So what decision has been taken by the College of Education is actually being in consultation with the church. So what we are doing now, the statement which was released on behalf of the Archbishop, Phil Host, we are telling the public that yes, we are concerned with what the matter which is actually been, widely circulated. And the first step is to institute an investigation into the matter. Do you agree with me that, so far as our position is concerned, the only information that we have is the video, and we need to investigate the video, and we've identified the personality stakeholders in the video, and we need to interrogate them. This is common administrative procedure, and this is what we've done now. So now all powers have been given to the investigating committee, which actually in collaboration with the management of the school, to come up with their comprehensive report, and that will determine the action that needs to be taken. And as you also read, hello, go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
And as we rightly actually heard from the last speaker, I missed the name anyway. He's been relieved of his position, and that's also a normal procedure in, administrative, what they call it, investigating committee or inquiries, so that he does not actually interfere with the proceedings of the committee. So within 24 hours, I would say that yes, the church and the management have really been courageous, bold enough to take these stands, which portray, to the general public, all those concerned, the parents of the students, all other stakeholders that we are concerned.
Have you attached timelines to this investigation? How long would it take this investigation team to put the matter to rest, considering the public interest involved?
Absolutely right. If I'm permitted to say, I would say that I mean, we really hope that this issue is resolved yesterday, meaning that we attach great importance to this. Like I said, within 24 hours, the church has come out with a press release, follow up with the setting up of a committee, follow up with suspension the relief. And that should actually show you the speed in which you want this actually matter to be resolved. So I'll give it. Just take it from me that it's going to be as soon as practicable. And I gave my number. When you read carefully the statement, there's my number, which means that until this matter is resolved, you are at liberty to call for update any time. And the boldness and the courage of the church to come up with a press release is also an indication that the church would be transparent with any report that comes from the investigating, committee. But just also to add it, we express sadness to this news. Personally, if you ask me, I know the gentleman very well, very gentleman, somebody that, of course, you could not really suspect such act, whatever has happened. But we just want to say that yes, the law or whatever it is, disciplinary action, if it's actually found to be someone, will be taken. But we need a full cooperation of the public so that it will carry out this duty to its logical conclusion.
Dr. Moa, what are the possible sanctions, if I may ask?
Now that the commission of inquiry has been set up, it's all about confidentiality. We need not to preempt. A committee has been set up. So let the committee actually come. And there are varied sanctions. I may say one or two, which is when the report comes, may be contrary. So I will beg that now with the commission in place, it is all about confidentiality. Let them work. You and I, let's be patient and get the report. And that report will be authentic more than speculation. If I give you anything, I'll be speculating.
I'm grateful for your time this afternoon, Venerable Dr. George Dawson Amoah. He is the Executive Director for the Metropolitan Archbishop of Ghana. My colleague Ohim Interior is still on with us. Ohim, you were earlier telling me about the general mood in the school.
Yes, Aisha, as I said earlier, it's a normal day. It's like any other normal day on the campus of St. Monica's College of Education. Just that the students here have been writing their end of semester exams. Behind me, they use this particular space for the exams. And earlier when we came on campus, some of them, from their posture and demeanor, from some of the comments that they made, is an indication that they don't seem to care so much about what is happening here. I remember some of the students telling us from afar that if we have any serious issue to be discussed, then it should be that we should send information to President Akufo-Addo to, as quick as possible, pay their allowance, and that is what they care so much about. So it tells you that, yes, these are students who appear not to be disturbed or concerned so much about the issue that a man who has, over the years, served as a chaplain and lawyer for the college is now at the center of controversy for allegedly kissing students in what he described as a peace kiss, giving peace kiss to students who have, done so well in discharging their duty as members of the chaplaincy committee just after Sunday mass service here on campus.
Ohim Interior is my colleague at the school monitoring events for us. Of course, this is a matter that has gotten the whole country talking from all quarters, from education to health and human rights. It is something we are monitoring. And like Dr. Amoah said, anytime they provide update for us, we'll be sharing with our viewers.